welcome to McQuivey Livin. Glad you can join us today. I don't do a lot of these solo, so it's my first one, and we'll see how we do without my wife. She's such a support to me, so let's see how this goes. So today on McQuivey Livin, we're going to talk about mail insurance and choosing a state of residency. Now, first, we'll talk a little bit about health insurance. So when we lived in China, we had health coverage for only like $250 for the year for the whole family. And that might be a little more than what it was. But we honestly didn't use it that much. Even when I had a full-time job working at CenturyLink, we didn't really use the insurance that much because we stayed healthy, we ate healthy, and we didn't need to go to the hospital a whole lot. We did have a broken arm. We have had stitches and things like that. But for the most part, that is very far and few in between that we have to do anything like go to the hospital or go to a doctor. There's a lot of online resources that you can find. And there's also places that you can go that are inexpensive if you can't afford health insurance. I did look into paying a monthly premium for insurance, but in the end, it really came down cheaper to pay the penalty that government makes you pay when you don't have insurance. So that was not too bad. And then there are programs that are out there that I've heard of. I haven't researched it much myself. That is just for catastrophic issues that you don't have to go there for a cold. But if you did break an arm, you can get coverage for that. Just Google would be the best way to do that. For car insurance, I've always stuck with the same company. I've been stuck with, not stuck, but I've used Liberty Mutual since I was 16. And Liberty Mutual Insurance has been really good to us. When we had to replace our trailer, they covered that. They have always been the cheapest that least expensive that I can find for us. The Geico 5 minutes or less thing hasn't ever been less for us. And so I've always stuck with Liberty Mutual, and they've been really good. And when you are traveling full-time in a rig, you want to make sure that you are covered. You never know what's going to happen. Luckily, we did have full coverage insurance, and when our rig was totaled, they were able to cover it. And then we also had gap insurance. So if you do purchase a brand new rig and are financing it, make sure to get that gap insurance. It's well worth it. Well worth the maybe $1 or so extra per month. Saved us $45,000, I believe, because we had that gap insurance, or $25,000. Still saved us a lot of money. And then there's the choosing of the mail. How do we get our mail? We're always mobile. We're going wherever we want. Well, if you're an Amazon shopper, or any shopper for that matter, you can have your items sent to you whatever campground you're at. And you just got to check with the campground first. Some places you can't do USPS. And so you have to do what we call general delivery. And you go to the closest UPS facility, or not UPS, USPS, US Postal Service facility, and just sign up for a couple weeks. I think you can only do like a month at a time, and say, hey, can I have my mail forwarded here? And they'll give you directions on how to do that. Now, for bills and everything, we signed up for a program called Escapees. Now, Escapees is a place that will get our mail and then forward it to us wherever we're at. And they have different levels of programs within Escapees that you can choose from and pay different amount. We just do the basic, and we pay, I believe, I think it's almost $100 a year. It's like 95, I think. Anyway, you basically, they give you an address, and you can use it as your home address. So we use it as for our insurance, for our banking purposes, for any kind of mail that we need. What's your home address? We give them our escapee's address, which is just like a road and a house number. And so that is awesome to use. There's also, you can use the UPS store, and there's another one called Traveling Mailbox. And if you Google it, like getting mail on the road or how do travelers get mail, you'll come up with tons of hits on what to use, and just research and see what works best for you. That also brings us into the choosing a state of residency. So we chose Texas because Texas was probably the best for our homeschooling, what we do for homeschooling. And also there's no state taxes. And there's also South Dakota, I believe, is a state. And then also Florida is another state that you can choose, and that are, I believe, in particular for escapees. So you can choose which state you want. And there are other programs, like I said, there are other programs that you can see that would probably work good for you or your family. And then my number one tip that's probably saved us hundreds of dollars on the road is haircuts. Gosh, haircuts can get so expensive. And then the tipping of the haircut, finding a place that you like. You know, what we've done for our boys, our family, is Jamie learned to cut hair a long time ago. And so you can go to Walmart and get a $35 pair of cutting shears. They're not the best of quality, but they'll get you through several haircuts, which if you do a haircut once a month, it probably lasts 6 months or so, especially with a family of 5. Jamie's always cut my hair and the boys' hair. And then I learned how to cut Ethan's hair and Everest's hair. Elijah still likes to style his hair, and I'm not very good at that. So I never did try doing Elijah's hair, but I got the basic cut down to where I could get the other 2 boys down, so she wasn't always cutting hair. So that is one way to save money, is cut your own hair. Well, I wouldn't cut my hair. I'd have my wife cut my hair. She's awesome at that. So today, what we've talked about is health, a little bit of health and medical insurance, and car insurance. And then we've also told you about finding a mail service that will be beneficial to you. And then also one of the great tips of saving money on the road is cutting your own hair. So hope you found this video informative, and go ahead and subscribe and share. Let us know if there's anything else you want to know on this particular subject or not in the comments below, or if you have questions and any suggestions for future episodes. And thanks for watching, and ta-ta for now.